I'm Ariana Grande.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Erivo.
And you're listening to the Broadway Podcast Network.
Visit bpn.fm to discover more.
There's a cat over here. There's a cat over there. And the wrong one died. And the wrong one died.
Welcome to The Wrong Cat Died, the podcast breakdown of the catastrophe. I'm your host, Mike Abrams, and today we have another amazing guest. You know her and might know her from her time on Broadway as Elphaba in Wicked, but she was the most recent Grizabella on the U.S. National Tour of Cats. So welcome, Donna Vivino, and thank you for joining me.
Hi.
I am excited because I love any time I get to talk to a Grizabella, since I spent my entire podcast explaining why I don't think she should be the cat to go to the Heaviside Layer. But before we get to that argument at the very end, I do want to hear, I love hearing about someone like you who has this long Broadway career, your experience with cats. Like, it's such a show that's been around forever. What was your first introduction to this show before, you end up as the main character on tour?
I had never seen the show until I got the part.
Never.
So, no. I saw the show for the first time the first week of January of 2020, and then I was in the show the following week.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, I did the show for I did the show for 2 months. I didn't know. I had auditioned for the tour a year, like before it went out in 2019, and so I learned the song memory, but I had never seen the show until I actually had the part.
What was your, as someone who's, knowledgeable on theater, been in the world for a while, what was your impression of the show? Because, like, as an outsider, it's something I knew about as it's just a show that exists.
I had heard so much about it, and mostly it kind of had become this joke, I guess.
Yeah.
Where it was like, oh yeah, cats, because it just had been around for so long. And I think even Phantom sometimes, it's just one of those things when a show runs for a really long time, people go, oh yeah, cats. Even Wicked's and oh yeah, Wicked, right? But I did have a couple people who would say to me, I love Cats. I think it's great. I know it's like old and it's been around forever, but I like it. But most people would be like, oh, Cats. I guess Cats became sort of like the butt of jokes in even if you watch I don't know, I feel like you could watch a show like 30 Rock or even Veep I watched recently, and they make a joke about cats. It's always the go-to musical theater show. If you're going to make a joke about cheesy musicals, you pick Cats.
Yeah. I mean,
the thing is that it's not cheesy. It's weird AF. Okay. It is a weird show. Mm-hmm. So when I saw it, I was like, this is weird. This is concert dance light and opera light sometimes and rock concert light. It's all just sort of a strange little beast, but it's a phenomenon. I mean, it is.
Yeah, it really is the butt end of a lot of jokes. I was tracking it for a little while. I saw a Modern Family episode where one of the characters was Tugger, and then Family Guy did one where they drove a car into the stage.
Oh yeah, it's always the butt of every joke.
It's easy, and it's a easy. Polarizing joke, a show, sure. Because it's got people that hate it, and people that love it, and then people who are indifferent but don't know a lot about it, but just know about it.
That was me. I was indifferent, didn't know anything about it really. Loved this. I thought the song Memory was beautiful, but again, that song also was oh yeah, Memory. But then when I actually had to learn it, I was like, this song's really beautiful. And so I really just knew the song. I had to sing it with a symphony once. I had to sing it for a concert. It was a request, also for a private gig that I did. It's a private concert I did at someone's house. So I'd performed the song live 3 times, and then the audition happened, and I did not do the tour when it opened, and then they called December 26, 2019 and said, do you want to go out and play Grizabella? And I was like, okay, for the last 6 months of the tour. Wound up being the last 2 months of the tour because of COVID, but and I was like, okay, I guess I have to see it. What I was blown away by was the dancing. I thought, wow, these kids are incredible. And this show's so hard, all the dancing they're doing. And I thought it was pretty amazing. I mean, I do think that to be an ensemble member in Cats, you have to be so freaking talented. I mean, that I do want to say. I think it's sort of like a rite of passage for young musical theater dancers who usually are triple threats because they have to sing too.
Yeah. So, and as I've talked to cast members, it's really clear that it's like they either were passionate about this is something they grew up watching and they knew about, and it's like kind of the end all be all, or they kind of hated it, but then got the opportunity. It's like, well, this is such a huge opportunity, and it's such a beautiful dance numbers and stuff like that they kind of have ended that way. Walk me through your first time watching it. I have to
say,
oh, go ahead.
Well, being in the show, I think, is more fun than watching. That's just my. I think being in the show is about. However, I said that to someone. I won't say who it is, but he's a very, very well respected theater maker in New York City, and I said that to him like just last week, and he said, "Oh, I love Cats. It's sort of my secret thing. I love watching it because it reminds him of when he fell in love with theater. So there's something super nostalgic about it. So now I'm like, you know what? Maybe it is fun to watch. I think for me, I enjoyed myself. It didn't change my life, but does theater always have to change your life? No.
No, I mean, and as someone who just enjoys going to theater and doesn't know much about any of the stuff that's related to it, it very rarely changes my life. It's more of just like, that was really entertaining. I'm glad I went. Exactly. And then I go on and move about my day.
That's great. And there's a big place for that. I say as I'm wearing my Hadestown hat and I watched it 3 times and I'm like, it changed my life. But truthfully, no, it doesn't. It's about, it is a really entertaining show, and people go nuts for it.
Yeah, go nuts. It is. Well, it has the fan base is an extreme fan base. Walk me through your first time seeing it, because you're watching it now as a week before you're going to go on. Do you watch that as like a audience member, or were you watching it more for I need to be ready to perform this?
First time I watched it, I decided, all right, I'm just going to watch this as an audience member. I had already been rehearsing in New York for a couple of days, so. But I like to just let it wash over me. It's hard when like Grizabella comes on stage for me not to be like, okay, wait, what exactly is she doing? But I knew I'd have the next week or so to just be watching every night if I want to, going backstage and watching from the wings. So I knew it. So I just sort of wanted to watch it and let it wash over me. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I was really excited. I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. And then I was also slightly terrified because I'm like, oh, I really have to sing the song.
Yeah,
the song that a lot of people, that's all they want to hear. And I got one shot, because if you're Elphaba and you kind of blow it in your first number, you have like 20,000 more big numbers to do where you can kind of redeem yourself. Whereas you got memory, babe, and it's like, get out there and do it. And
showstopper at the end.
Yeah, and you gotta but I was really excited to be dressed up. Do the makeup. I was so excited to do the makeup and do my own makeup, and that's what excited me the most. I'm like, oh my god, I get the coolest costume.
Yeah. And I mean, it is like you said, the number of people go to see, or a lot of people go to see. Although now that I've really broken down the show, I think there's a lot more that people actually end up either enjoying or not knowing. But
they do. But I feel like vocally, that's the song where they're expecting like great vocals, a great solo vocal, and it's it can be a little. I didn't allow myself to feel the pressure, but it could be pressure if you're not careful. You could be like, oh my god, it's the one song. But it's like, no, there's a lot of other things. Like, it's not all about Grizabella, even though she thinks it is.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get to the plot. So the first time you saw it sober, I'm assuming sober?
Oh gosh, yes. It was me and 4 other people that were going into the show with me that week. Okay. We had all been rehearsing it, and they were my 4 kittens, because they were all probably about 10 to 15 years younger than me. All coming right out of college, coming into the show, and I remember I took a picture. I said, "Mama and her kittens," and yes, of course, we were all sober. We had been rehearsing that day, and then we're going to see it that night. So, yeah. I
was sober the first time. Sober-ish the second time.
I've only seen it sober. Should I watch the film not sober or something? Because I haven't seen it yet.
Which I was going to ask, have you seen the most recent film or the
I'm
1998?
Talking about the most. I never saw the 98, but I did see a clip of Elaine Page doing Remark the Cat, and I love her. So I was just like, oh, cool. And I saw that. I saw that actually randomly a couple years before I auditioned for Cats. I had just seen it like a clip in something, and I was like, "Ooh,
Okay.
Elaine Page, cool, fierce." I forgot she was Grizabella. That was it.
Yeah.
However, I have not seen the movie yet. I'm sort of waiting to figure out the best way to do that.
So that was going to be one of my questions, because you started like right after it came out, because it came
I
out
know,
in
and it was really
December.
great for our ticket sales, but oh well. It
Yeah.
actually helped the ticket sales immensely.
I'm sure, because it was the movie was a decision, is kind of the best way to describe it.
The movie was not a box office success. However, people who love Cats, it made them want to go see our show, because they're like, yeah, no, I need to go see Cats again. This is not what Cats is.
They need
that made them
palate cleanser from the movie, probably.
I think I'm gonna watch the movie this weekend now. You've got me.
I think you should watch it. I'd be very curious to see. As like, there's a lot of choices that, if you're familiar with the show, like the stage version, you're like, I'm not sure I feel about that, and others. So I think like the purists are going to have very strong opinions on it, but are just also happy to see it go almost a little bit mainstream.
Yes.
I think it's for anyone who doesn't have any idea about the show. It's a fairly, like, they added an extra song. They tried to make a storyline out of it. It's a little confusing to begin with, because the show's confusing to begin with.
Yeah, it is.
The movie didn't help, but it's interesting now, because now that we're multiple months removed from it, I mean, over a year removed from it, the main people have distanced themselves from the movie. And so it's kind of I think it has a Rocky Horror Picture Second Life coming, though.
Nine lives, probably.
Yes, 9 lives. So I kind of love the beauty of, like, never saw it until you're about to go perform it. Mm-hmm. No, like, surface level, and still haven't seen a lot of the other things. So what were you told? Like, because you had to have been given some backstory then of how to play Grizabella.
First day of rehearsal, I had to sit in a room with someone who sat down with a notebook and opened it up and talked to me for 45 minutes about the history of the show Cats. Well, it actually was really helpful to get all of that. Yeah. It was sort of like the speech, the history of Cats, how it all came to be, and then what every single scene, what is actually happening, where Grizabella fits in, all of these things. So I got 45 minutes on it, which I think is super important, because I would have been, and when I said I've never seen it, they were like, great. They actually loved that, I think, that I didn't have any preconceived notions, because I could kind of come at it and they could be like, great, a blank slate. We'll just tell her what,
It's gotta be helpful. I would love to see that notebook, because I've been trying to figure it out myself as someone who enjoys the story writing piece of it. Like, my whole analysis has been on the plot, not anything else, because
great. Well, the thing is that they tell you things, but then there's also some mystery also that they leave. And we all have our own theories about, who, even like, who I think I'm Victoria's mother, possibly.
I do too. I mean, let's get into it.
Come on.
Let's go into who, like, what do they tell you? What are your theories? I can tell you some of mine. I have a couple that I know I've made up.
Deuteronomy is like, he's shady. I mean, I think he's fathering all those kittens.
Yeah.
Like, something's up with him. I know he's so great. He's the leader of a cult.
And he's going to murder one.
Yeah, I'm a sacrifice.
Yeah,
Grizabella was a sacrifice.
You are murdered at the end of the show.
But everybody's begging, oh, please murder me.
Please kill me. Yes, right? It's a very dark premise.
It's about a cult, I think.
The Jellicle cult.
It's The Vow on HBO. It's Keith Raniere. It's Old Deuteronomy.
It is the Jellicle cult. Okay, so you think Old Deuteronomy is the father for most everybody.
Pretty much.
Him and McCavity. I think they're brothers, and they just are the fathers for...
Ooh, yeah. Maybe McCavity's trying to save everybody, and he's all misunderstood.
Ooh, that's not an angle. I was going to say, that's not an angle I've had anybody
I don't think so. No, McCavity's, he's hungry. He's hungry.
I like Victoria. I think Victoria is very likely your daughter. That seems possible, although there's
something, a lot of or I'm sort of like obsessed with, I mean, all I do in Act 1 is watch her. I mean, I come out during the Jellicle Ball and I know that, like, I mirror her choreography at one point, and I'm like, why am I mirroring her? Do I want to be just like her again? No, I'm remembering when I was young, but I'm like, but what if I'm watching her because she's my kitten? I don't know.
I think that's possible. I think it's also she is you. Like, she's the...
I used to, when I was beautiful,
Victoria. And so now you're reminiscing of past lives. What do you think happens to Grizabella when you left the tribe? Like, do they give you any break of like, because you're coming
No.
back to the tribe? They tell you nothing about what happened.
Well, I think that she went off with McCavity, and I think whatever, and I think she became like
You can say it.
a sex worker for him,
yeah,
a sex worker. Yeah, it's because I can't say prostitute now, but I mean, I think she was selling herself for him, and she's coming back because she's like she needs that community again, right?
She needs to rejoin the cult.
Yeah, and I know that like Demeter had some issues with McCavity, like she's all whacked
abusive
out.
relationship with
Yeah,
McCavity.
she's all whacked out with him, and um, and who's a bomb, but does not like uh Grizabella at all. But
I think
she
Bomb is the older sister of Demeter and is protective of her. And I think
yeah,
Bomb might be
but
also
Bomb
your daughter.
no, I don't know. I mean, I was told once that like Bomb better watch out or she's going to go the way of Grizabella. She's
Ah,
very, very like kind of full of herself and thinks she's fabulous. And um, she was with McCavity also, but is able to come out of it and it's sort of and she might I don't know. It's very confusing, but I just know that like Grizabella kind of like was seduced by McCavity, like went off with him. He basically used her and abused her, and now she's basically been this stray cat, kind of like
and
off
Demeter's
on her own.
on the next version. There's a rumor that Bomb and Demeter are both your kittens and you abandoned them. And Demeter is following your path and Bomb got away from it and is resentful of you for that.
It is possible they're my kittens because if you look at the baby Grizz, which I had to do in the first scene, it kind of looks like them. The coloring is very similar.
What explain Baby Grizz to me?
Baby Grizz, it was not explained to me. They told me like, no, you're just another cat. You're not Baby Grizz. But the truth is that there have been productions where they call it Baby Grizz. I think honestly, it's just for the tour. They're like, we need another dancer body out there in the opening number.
That's Peter too. That's where Peter comes from because they just need that's Bus Gus. They need another dancer.
However, she has been called Baby Grizz, and she does kind of resemble. I mean, they're like, you're just a cat. You're just a cat. You're not Baby Grizz. You're just a cat.
Okay.
And of course
that ruins my rumor then, which is that this is all it is all a cycle, and each night Grizabella dies and she gets reincarnated to Baby Grizz. And Baby Grizz,
it's like Groundhog Day meets cats?
Yeah.
I like that.
That's one of my theories.
If I ever
these are all made up.
Yeah, no, it's fun. If I ever do the show again, I think I'll do that because it kind of feels that way when you do a show over and over. So I could really,
the Baby Grizz is just something that is not explained, and the fact that it's out there is another weird piece.
It's a strange little thing. Yep.
What about the Jelly Lorm Bustopher Jones relationships?
I don't know. I see Jelly. I think has sort of become like this. Like she became like the surrogate mother to all the kittens I abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
I think she really hates me because I abandoned these kittens. I mean, she's definitely super maternal, and I think she can't fathom the fact that I like abandoned my kittens and went off with McCavity.
So there's a little bit of a rumor that you two were best friends growing up. Maybe I made this up. At this point, I can't differentiate rumors I made up and what are actual truth anymore. But I really thought there was a love triangle between Bustopher Jones, Jelly Lorm, and you as Grizabella because Grizabella and Jelly Lorm were friends growing up. Bustopher Jones was also potentially one of the lovers of the two of them.
It's possible. I mean, Grizabella wasn't very discerning, I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like Grizabella is tied. It seems like every older cat is tied to every older cat, and every kitten is tied to every kitten, and every kitten is a son or daughter of every older cat, except for one, which I did find a rumor that one was adopted, which makes no sense to me.
Who's adopted?
Oh, I do not remember.
Is it Alonzo? No.
It was, I can find it because it was somebody that talked about.
Or was it Cassandra?
Shanks. It was one of Skimble Shanks' children. So let's see if I can find it in my notes here. Corbel Cat.
Yeah.
Is that his Skimble Shanks' adopted son?
Oh. But isn't Corbel Cat one of the twins?
I didn't make up half these rumors. I found a lot of these rumors.
Those are the twins. Yeah. The twins are crazy, man. The twins are like alien cats, man. They have like spidey senses.
Yeah, I've learned a lot more about them recently.
Yeah, they're pretty creepy.
But they have the sixth sense. Like they know everything before it happens, it sounds
Yes, they
like.
do. Yeah.
That's
They're the ones
kinda,
who always spot Grizabella lurking. They're always like, ding!
yeah.
And they like,
They might
tell me
deserve their
that.
own episode.
You know, I can't stand Monk.
Can't
He's
say
such
Monk.
ugh. He's so righteous and he's so annoying. He's always the one like, go away.
He's trying to be the next old dude.
Yeah, well, he's a joke.
So who else do you love and hate? Tell me more about your.
I love Victoria. I think she's sweet. And
What about Mungo, Jerry, and Rumple Teaser?
they're fun. I mean, they're harmless, really.
Aren't they?
I think Grizabella's just like whatever. They're like alley cats. Ugh, whatever. They're like
They're the ones that are stealing everything and
little thieves. Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're just mischievous. They're not like,
What about Tugger?
ugh, Tugger. God. I'm not gonna say what just came.
You should say what came to your mind.
God, he's so in the closet. That's what I think of Tugger.
That is 90% of the fan fiction is Tugger.
Yes,
and
of course, because he doesn't look at me the right way. I know. Grizabella knows. Back in the day, Tug never really. I think Tugger's, fabulous. That's what I think of Tugger.
Okay. What about Mistopheles?
Mistopheles
boyfriend?
I don't know. I don't know. Mistopheles seems so asexual to me.
Interesting.
Yeah, Mistopheles is like magical and like kind of, but you Tugger might have a crush on Mistopheles, but maybe they are an item. Tugger does have a lot of sexual energy, but I don't get sexual energy off of Mistopheles at all.
So if you want to,
but they'd be cute. They'd be super cute.
If you want to waste some time, go to the fan fiction websites, and it's almost all Tugger and Mistopheles fan fiction.
Well, it kind of makes sense.
I want you to watch. I'm curious if your opinion will change if you watch, and not the whole movie, because that's 2 hours and 20 minutes of time on the 1998 movie that I don't feel like you're going to need to watch. But on YouTube are the clips of the numbers which do come from that movie. I want you to watch Mistopheles.
Okay.
And I would be curious if you still think he's asexual. Because there's like...
Yeah, that's the number for the kids in the audience, though, usually.
They built in a lot of like rainbows and lightnings and all kinds of stuff to where it does feel very... Like it's very clear that he's very much out of the closet.
Oh, maybe he's coming out.
That's a number coming out? Yeah, it could be.
Maybe. I don't know. I just know that like that's the cat that my son's always drawing pictures of because all the little children love.
So that's the kid's number.
Yeah,
and then the dad's number is McCavity. The mom's number is Tugger.
Right.
And then memories for
the
grandparents.
It's for I think it's also for people that like love theater diva stuff. I think it's not just grandpa. I think that's for it's also for the theater buffs, I think.
So now that you've been in the show, you know a lot more. What would be if you were going to talk to somebody who was like you, hadn't seen it, just knows a little bit of it, how would you explain the plot to somebody?
Bunch of cats are in a junkyard competing for the opportunity to be reborn. They want to be born again.
And it's just cat after cat.
Yeah, they're all in a competition to be chosen
to win.
to be reborn.
And then there's just a giant orgy in the middle.
Yep.
And it's a cult.
And the moon is full, so they probably do it about once a month, I think.
Okay, so wait, they're going to kill people once a month?
I don't think they kill her. I think she's dying.
So, okay. So I guess it just depends. So a monthly ritual, the ball happens monthly.
I don't know. They don't say how often it happens, but the moon is full. So I feel like it happens when the moon is full. It happens
8 times a week for like 45 years.
8 times a week?
Yeah. Isn't that how many shows you do?
Well, I didn't do it for 45 years, but sure.
but it's been on for 40 plus years.
Yeah. So I don't
monthly. Know. Ooh. You're gonna run out of cats pretty quickly.
Yeah, but cats. Yeah, but I don't think maybe it's once a year. Maybe it's once a year.
I had always thought once a year.
The moon has to be full though. So.
Moon's full. I don't know. Maybe I just assumed it was once a year. It just felt like a annual tradition of a sacrifice for the betterment of the tribe.
Right. But they all want to be sacrificed.
Which is, again, why this show's so dark.
It's a cult. But she's actually dying. She's like, please put me out of my misery.
But so's Gus. Wouldn't you argue that for Gus?
You want Gus to go.
Well, I interpret this show completely different, which I'm happy to explain why. But the most common argument anti-Grizabella is Gus.
Sure. He seems worthy, actually.
Because he seems almost more worthy. He's been in the cult longer.
Yeah.
He's been staying with the cult. He didn't leave the cult to go do his thing.
His loyalty should be rewarded.
Yeah. I watched it for a totally different view. I saw the revival, and I saw it as a X Factor because I saw it with an X Factor character or cast member. And I thought, let's just pick the best number. I'm not gonna think anything else besides this of who's worthy or any plot line or any story. And then I thought in the X Factor, they have a very long history of combining, two soloists into a group, like Fifth Harmony and who was the boy band one that they did? One Direction. Both came from X Factor as individualists. So I want Tugger and Mustopheles together. That would be my vote. Those are the two numbers that I was like showstoppers for me. And so I voted for them together. You want the two of them
to go
together, little Bert and Ernie.
Well, I'm just gonna let you know that they don't let you vote, but wouldn't that be fun if you could vote from your seat and then whoever goes up there on the tire? Wouldn't that be great? Like the new and improved. I should write to them and be like, this is what you're gonna do. There will be an old Deuteronomy after memory. And now, please, at your seats, please take out your devices.
Take your phone.
And then everybody votes. And then whoever gets it, they just go up on the tire and we watch.
That's who goes on the tire. I love it. And old Deuteronomy just has a big X. So if he didn't like, he's like, I'm tired of Mungo, Jerry, and Ripple Teaser. He hits a big X and we just go to the next song.
Maybe. That's even, wow.
This is why I don't work in theater.
Right.
Because I don't think that would work.
No, I don't think so either.
But
Definitely not.
I do really enjoy. I did enjoy the show. I was mesmerized. I had no idea what was happening.
What? It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But if you're looking for a great plot line, or it's not there. It's a poem. It's a book of poems.
It's a book of poems, and the last poem was not in the book because it was too dark for T.S. Eliot's.
Well, Grizabella. The story of how she came to be, because she wasn't even in the show. And then
it's a separate poem.
It was scrawled on a piece of paper that he never put in the book because the book was for children. And it was like Grizabella, the glamour cat. And it was like, and he had all these notes on her and they were like, oh, and they're like, this is what we need. We got to put this character in. The widow Elliot had like, she's like, here, you can have his notes. Here they go. Here they are. And they're like, what is this Grizabella, the glamour cat?
But I love that that's the arc of the story. It's like, because I've argued that I don't think kids should see the show. And people have kind of talked me more into why it's okay, because it goes over their head. But as I've learned about the plot and then know that the story, the poem that we're not going to be using is aggressively dark. And even T.S. Eliot was like, this is too much for my children's book, is the center of the story.
I know.
What is it like belting out an iconic song? I mean, and you do it in Wicked too, but like in memory every night.
No, it's different in Cats because it's one song. And so it's quite special. And I miss it a lot. I really, really, really loved playing Grizabella. I didn't realize how much I was going to love it. I used to cry when I would fly. Not because I was scared. I love flying, but like in the revival, it's not just the tire that goes up. Like she also comes off of a harness and flies in the air. And I would cry because it was just like this release. It was so much fun. I loved it. I loved doing that show. I wish I could do it again.
Maybe in a second life you come back. Yeah,
exactly. I have 9 of them. Yeah, I would love it. It was a blast.
I mean, it'll come back. There's no way.
Yeah, but it's coming back non-union. So
yeah, for now. You don't
for
think
now, but then they'll be like, "Oh, you're too old." So who knows? Although she can be pretty old. That's the thing about Grizabella. You can go any age, doesn't really matter. It's cat makeup, and if you can sing the song, you can sing the song. But it was so much fun to do it. I just wanted a little more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to, because I find so much fun in trying to make these cats into other people.
Mm-hmm.
I want to figure out which wicked characters would be which cats.
Okay.
Do you have thoughts? I have. So let's start with Elphaba.
I think she has to be Grizabella. You know, she's sort of the outcast, and
Okay.
yeah, it has
I
to
thought
be.
McCavity.
No, because Elphaba is still like because the magic and all that. Yeah, I
Just the
guess.
antagonist, I think, is probably the main reason.
Yeah, but Elphaba's also the protagonist too.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, no,
Okay.
it has to be Grizabella. It has to be the diva. It
What
has to
about
be.
Galinda?
Probably Jenny.
Jenny. Okay, I thought it was Jenny or Jelly. One of the two.
Yeah, but I think it's Jenny because the tap number and the cutesiness. I think I find that very Glinda. You know,
Except for the cockroaches and like that whole piece of this. That's not very Galinda.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Jelly's an elder cat, and I don't necessarily see Glinda as like an elder. You know.
That's true. I guess there are very clear lines in cats of like adult.
Yes.
Some type in the middle and very, very young kittens.
Yeah, like Bomb is in the middle somewhere, and then
Yeah.
the kitten. Yeah.
Okay, last one is what about the Wizard of Oz?
I guess that's old dude, right?
It's gotta be old
whoever's
dude,
pulling
right?
the strings.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're missing like Bach would definitely be like Mungo Jerry, like that little, you know. Oh, it's Mungo Jerry, you know.
Yeah.
Who
else am I missing?
Yeah. I feel like Jelly could be Nessa because like she's so uptight. I don't know. Jelly's so mean to Grizabella. I see everything through the eyes of Grizz.
Can I tell you why I think she's mean to Grizabella?
Well, I told you why I thought.
I have a theory.
Yes.
My theory is the love triangle with Jelly and Bustopher Jones.
Yeah, but the Jelly that I worked with told me that she thinks it's because I abandoned my kittens, and Jelly's so maternal she can't imagine because Jelly, how could you abandon your kittens?
That's probably way more logical. I wrote and I thought, and I definitely know I'm the only one that's made up this theory, or I've not heard anybody else come to this,
Sure.
but I think Jelly and Grizz were like best friends growing up.
Uh-huh.
I think Jelly and Bustopher were together, and I think
Grizz like
with Bustopher.
You know what? I kind of like your theory better.
And that's why they come back. And that also is why Joey does so much with Gus, because those two are actually the same person, but they're tied together a little bit in some way that I can't figure out. But I think it's a love triangle, and she still is resentful that basically her best friend cheated with her boyfriend.
You know what? I like it, and I'm taking that. I think that's the better choice.
My goal is whenever Cats comes back is to have influenced the plot line just with all these things I made up. Like Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
For
that's fun
too.
See, you have some really, I think you have some very exciting theories. I like them.
This is what happens when you know nothing about dancing or singing, and all you do is think about the plot, and you record
or lack thereof,
40
and you have to
about the plot. We start to pick up these really random connections. And then I've had a lot of, cast members fill in some other things I never would have picked up. Like, I don't think I would have known anything about the twins in my two viewings of the show. But now the
twins are freaky. Grizabella is afraid of those twins. Let me tell you something. Twins are.
There's a lot you can do with that plot. I feel like there's more that we could have written with the plot with the twins.
Oh my gosh, the twins! There was this movie Minority Report, and it was about that's what they remind me of. They even have those. Anyway, what do you think Cassandra's doing there? Like, why is she in a junkyard? She is an expensive, Egyptian kind of cat. Like, what the heck is she doing there?
So, I have two theories on it. Yeah. And again, I did spend most of my time on the main cats, like the singing, the ones the main songs are about. So all the other secondary ones, and they're not secondary, they're just by any means, they're just the ones that don't have as much given to me to anchor off of.
But then she goes out there and gets lit up like Mistopheles. Is she their fabulous friend because she's so gorgeous? That's what I think.
I think the easy answer is I need another dancer.
Well, of course, but we're not playing that game.
I think my kind of belief is that, to your point, it is a cult, and there are a couple of the cult members that have collars, so they're clearly from some family. There's a couple that are very much strays. In the beginning of the the more recent movie, it's like Victoria gets thrown from like a bag of humans, like into the junkyard.
Right.
So I think she could just be one that like maybe leaves her really high end home to come and hang out and is addicted to
like
the
a Lady in the
drugs and the
Tramp
life.
thing.
And,
I think you're right. She ran away.
She ran away,
She
and
wanted.
she's joined.
She didn't want to be kept. But if Mistopheles and the fan fiction theory, if Mistopheles and Tugger are a couple, and then and yeah, you're right. Everything's lighting up, and it's like fabulous.
Yeah.
Cassandra, is like their beautiful friend that they hang with because So I think that kind of works.
I really think that they might be. I mean, there's so many dotted lines if you try to figure out the cat's family tree that I think they might just all be together. Like I think it's a very open cult.
Well, just go to the Jellicle Ball and you'll see.
You literally see it. You roll on top of each other.
It's insane
During the ball.
Yes.
That's why I don't think kids should be there. It's very clearly an orgy.
It's extremely sexual. In the Victoria, when she's like shaking and she's like losing her cat virginity.
Yes. It's the coming of age.
Yeah. Yeah. It's extremely sexual, that scene. So, yep.
Yeah. I mean, there's
and
a
Grizz
lot
is just watching.
Grizz was a sex worker who comes back to be murdered. Like if you break it down in certain ways, it's a very dark story.
Yes, but the ultimate gift that's why he's such a cult leader. Old dude is such a cult leader because the ultimate gift is like if he gets to kill me. Like, you know what the Heaviside Layer is? There's a fence and it's a big of bones. It's a boneyard back there. He just tossing them over.
Just toss you into that.
I don't think that's it.
There's a rumor that in the Winter Garden, it's actually just the attic. And that's like where Grizabella goes up, and that's actually the Heaviside Layer. And it's not being reborn, so you just get stuck in eternity.
You get stuck in the Winter Garden Theater.
Yeah.
Sure. Up in the attic. Yeah.
And you get to like haunt whatever show comes there next.
Ooh. Well, anything is possible.
There's basically 10 different ways to write Cats 2.
Cats 2.
And I've thought a little bit about a couple of them. But I'm not qualified to write this because I couldn't write a dance number or a song or anything related to this.
Old dude needs to sacrifice a cat every year, otherwise he doesn't keep living. Like I think that it's what's keeping him alive.
When's his turn?
That's why he keeps sacrificing him. I think
Monk wants to kill him off. So
Monk wants him out. Monk wants him gone. Yeah, Monk never tries to like go to the Heaviside Layer. Monk's trying to like.
No, he wants old dude's role. He wants to be able to control the X.
Yeah, but he always wants Grizz out. He keeps her out until Dude's like, "Come on, let her speak / sing. Come on."
It's true.
It's always Monk. No, it's always Monk. I mean, I was taught that. Like it's Monk who's literally blocking you from getting to Dude. He's always he does this. And remark the cat.
Why do you think that is? If doesn't seem like there's a rationale for that. Like,
he really hates me, but Monk thinks that like I was with him. I'm like, absolutely not. I wouldn't touch that. Like that's what I always tell him.
Okay, so Monk thinks that you had a past relationship and you don't.
Well, I don't know. The guy playing Monk told me that. He's like, I think Grizz and Monk were together. I'm like, no, she hasn't been with everyone. Like she does have standards.
That's the problem is that everyone just assumes Grizz has been with everybody. That's
I know it's terrible, and maybe she has, but I think she actually rejected Monk, and he can't stand it. He's like, you'll be with anything. You'll be with anything, and you wouldn't be with me.
So it's important that you are chosen because if he takes over from old Deuteronomy, you're never getting picked
ever. Like he's got it. It's like now or never because old dude might die, I guess.
I love it. Let's do a couple quick rapid fires about the show. And I think you kind of answered some of them, but I want to know if you, and I love saying suspend reality. So no male, female, you can forget vocal range, dance numbers. If you could play any cat, which one would you want to play? And I'll say non-Grizabella.
Oh, it'd be fun to play Victoria.
Victoria?
Mm-hmm. I would love to be able to dance that and know what that feels like.
Yeah. That's why I always love asking this question because I can't do any of it. So I'm always like, I would love to be able to belt one day in my life, but I can't. So I would love to know what that feels like.
Yeah.
What about favorite and least favorite cat?
My least favorite cat is Monk. You know that. Yeah. I just think he's such a jerk. And my favorite, it would kind of change, but like when I first saw the show, I loved like that only like a year ago. Isn't that crazy? But when I first saw the show, I loved Demeter. And I still think she might be my favorite cat. She's nuts. She is so cracked out. She's the cat that's hair is always standing up. She's freaking crazy. She is literally suffering from PTSD, OCD, all of it. She needs like some Zoloft stat. I like Demeter. She's my favorite cat.
Which is what makes it wild when you think about that number. Like, that number is very sexually aggressive. It is all about cavity.
Oh my God.
And it's like you've got the two cats that one is clearly still trying to go through things and the other one has processed it, and they're both still going to sing it the same way.
I know. But then Macavity, Demeter, saves old dude by realizing that Macavity is pretending to be old dude. It's Demeter that does it. And she jumps on, she does it. So her anxiety is great. But she's like, Macavity.
It is. It's become my favorite part of the show because it's just like, as you watch it, it's just kind of really funny to me to watch that scene and then also be like,
I would always be watching from the wings on the monitor because I was going to come on fairly soon after that, and I would be like, get him. What would I say? Like, get him, Monk. Like I was just like, knowing how it's going to end. I feel like they could have dragged out the fight even longer. I wanted a longer cat fight. I wanted more. And like, I don't know. I like that scene too. It's cool. Macavity's scary.
Yeah. Well, he's not there. Macavity's not there. What is your favorite song outside of Memory?
Oh, I think it might be Macavity. I think it's Macavity. I know we were just talking about it, but it just is. It's a cool song.
Yeah.
It's a really cool song.
If you got stuck quarantined with one of the cats, who are you going to be? Who are you going to be stuck with? Who would you want to be stuck with?
Okay, as me, Donna, or if I was Grizabella stuck with the cat?
Oh, I would love to hear both. I've been asking more as you, Donna, but I would love to hear Grizabella's answer.
I think it would be. I think. Let's see. Well, if I want to party, Tugger might be fun. But if I wanted to just like hang out and chill, it would be Jelly for sure. Jelly. She seems really nice and sweet. But Grizz couldn't have that, I don't think Grizz.
There's still the tension between your love triangle.
I know. I feel like Grizz could hang out with Demeter because I feel like they'd be like, honey, me too.
Yeah.
Hashtag me too.
A lot of wine. A lot of
wine and a hashtag me too and just going on about Macavity.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I've answered this differently every time, depending on like what I feel like I'm looking for in the quarantine. Like if I want to just have someone take care of everything, it's like, oh, Joey will just like cook all the meals and we'll keep the house clean. I've leaned towards Bustopher because I think he's going to have a mansion and he's not going to be there and the fridge is going to be stocked at all times.
You love, you like Bustopher and Gus. Gus is actually Gus and Jelly. Like I'd love to like go over to their house. Like Gus and Jelly be fun to hang out with, I think.
Yeah.
Go over to their house. She'll make a meal. He'll tell stories,
As an audience member, it was Mungo Jerry Rumpelteazer and Tugger Mistopheles were the ones where I was just like, and I think mostly because it was just they were super fun and the dancing is just things that
it's amazing. Blew my mind. It's amazing. Yeah.
As me personality wise, I'm like, yeah, I'm a little bit more reserved. Let me have the guys who are just gonna hang out and eat in the suburbs.
If we weren't in quarantine, I'd go out for a night on the town with Tugger because he'd like know all the great spots to go and it'd be fun. And he won all the attention anyway, so I wouldn't have to worry about being too social. He'll just take care of it.
That's true.
But quarantine, maybe, hanging out with Jelly, I feel like she'd have great like tea and scones and we could just hang out and talk.
Yeah. I feel like she's one that's probably underrepresented in this. I feel like the question ones that are now I kind of want to hang out with the twins. I feel like I would learn some, like they would teach me some things. Like
I feel like I need the twins and a Ouija board or something.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, I feel like the Ring twins or whatever, the girl, like what's that horror movie? Like that's what's going to happen is you're going to be walking in the hallway and they're going to just like lights flicker and they're going to be in front of you.
They're really creepy, but kind of fast. You can't stop looking at them. I love the twins. I used to watch them a lot when I was like skulking around the junkyard.
Well, you kind of have to because they're watching you, it seems like.
Well, exactly. I would always make sure to, did I know I'm here? Did I know I'm here yet?
Yeah. All right. $1 million question. I've argued that I don't think Grizabella is the right choice.
Yes.
Do you agree or disagree? And if you
Um,
disagree, who would you choose?
I I I think she's the right choice because I think that old Deuteronomy is trying to teach them all that you have to forgive and you have to like, you know, um that you have to forgive. So I think that like he's teaching them all a lesson. Now, with that said, um if I couldn't pick Grizabella, I I suppose it should be Gus. I mean, I just don't understand why the little ones want to go. Like, why are the twins trying to? Not the twins. The like Mungo Jerry and Rumple Teaser. Why do they want to go? They shouldn't want to go.
I think
Um.
some of it is the argument that I've heard that's makes the most sense is that they actually don't want to go, but
Oh.
it's almost like a little bit of a practice round before when they do want to go, they get a little bit of like, hey, here's my time to shine and tell my story, and also the attention of like it's fun to still go on. I almost relate it. This is probably a really bad analogy, but it's a little
Yeah.
bit of like the people on The Bachelor who probably don't really want to actually get married, but they want the influencers. Like they want to become an
Yeah.
influencer. They need the numbers. They need those
Right.
Instagram followers, and
Yeah.
so they're going on the show with no
Right.
intention of winning.
Right.
That's I think the Mungo Jerry Rumble
Okay.
teaser.
Yeah. I say same with Tugger. I don't think he really wants to go.
No, same thing.
No.
Well, I mean, Tugger's the one that they in The Bachelor has like an entire story arc of some craziness just
Yeah.
to get screen time.
I guess I'm gonna say Bustopher Jones needs to go.
Really, I don't think anyone's
Yeah.
made an argument for him.
Yeah. He's taken up too many of the resources in the
Yeah,
junkyard.
that's the best argument I've heard. He's eating all the food.
He's taking up too many resources.
He's a
It's
pain to
not.
take
He's
care
really
of.
bad for the environment.
Yeah,
It's time to let him go.
I mean, if the
His
healthcare
carbon
system is
his carbon paw print
yeah,
is huge.
yes, that is. I think that's a strong argument.
I think so too. I mean, it's not right.
Still very utilitarianism. Like, this is the greatest good for the rest of the tribe.
That's
Is
right.
to get
I
rid of
think
him.
it's the utilitarian answer. You're right. Oops. That's me.
I like it. I like anything. Well, first of all, I like anything that's not Grizabella. Any argument that's made that's not Grizabella, I love.
Yeah, I mean,
to hear.
I have to argue for her because I played her,
Right, of
but wouldn't it be
course.
great if he's like, Bustopher, you got to go,
Yeah,
because
it's time.
it's just enough. He really is. He's greedy. He's a
That
glutton.
is,
So
I that might be my new answer. You might have convinced me that Bustopher is the one to go because he's just a strain on the economy of the
he
Jellicle
is
economy.
in the junkyard. He's just yeah.
That is amazing. How can we find you on social media and see all these amazing things you're doing?
You can find me at Donna Vivino on Instagram or TikTok. I've recently joined. I've been throwing up. That sounds weird, but I've been putting up some of my some parody videos. I do them all the time on my own, but I rarely will post them. And I've started posting them, and I like to be kind of silly and ridiculous. So find me on there, or maybe I'll parody Memory at some point. We'll see.
I would love
You
a
can find me
Cats
there.
parody.
Oh yeah,
I've given you some. I've
I'll-
given you some ideas here.
Yes. Yes, yes. So that would be really fun. But yeah, I even make a reference to Memory. I did a parody recently. I put it up on Monday of She Used to Be Mine from Waitress, and it's called She Used to Be Blonde. And there's a section of it where I say I'd give anything to belt out a memory or two. And I just got a text from someone today saying, "Wait a minute, I just figured out that line was a I said it was a little gentle nod to my time at Cats, but I didn't want to say, I was like, should I say belt out a memory or two, because I was in Cats, and I was like, nope, you know what, I'm not going to spell it out for everyone.
Yep.
Cats fans will get it. Cats fans
it.
are smart. So
yeah, you've got it. The best jokes are the ones where it doesn't have to be so obvious, and it's like I bet you that text and that friend, when they hit it, they're like, oh, that was good, and then you were super proud when you got that text because it's like someone recognized that effort.
Yeah. It was like my second listen, and I was like, wait a minute, oh my goodness, I'm like, oh yeah.
Love it. I absolutely love it. Well, thank you so much for being on here. This was super fun. I love that there's now a Bustopher argument that lives in the podcasting ether of Cats.
Yes. And I hope I have some people that will agree with me, because I would have voted him off the island.
And
because it is very Survivor, isn't it?
It is Survivor. It's every reality TV show I've ever seen combined into one.
Cats is a reality TV show. You're right. Mm-hmm. It is.
It's the X Factor with a little Bachelor now, a little Survivor. we're again, Cats 2 has a lot of options.
It would be really great if the audiences could vote who's going to the Heaviside Layer. That would be a whole new twist.
I would love that. That's interactive theater.
Interactive theater. You got it.
We're ready for it. When we come back, that's my only request, is I would like to be able to vote on how shows end from here on out.
There's a show called Edwin Drood that would do that, and there was a song for whichever character you decided like how the show was going to end. Whichever character that centered around, they'd get to sing their song. So Andrew Lloyd Webber should write every character a new song, and it would revive Cats in a very different way.
That
still hear Memory, and then it's like, all right, now old dude's gonna choose. Help him choose, everyone. That would be Tugger, and then everybody votes. And if it's Victoria, like maybe she's gonna dance something. People will just keep buying tickets and try to vote for different things.
Get a different thing every night.
I know.
I love it. I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm happy to participate. I probably bring zero value to participation besides here's some ideas, but. Right. I want to see it. I
want to see Bustopher go up there.
I have asked. I've sent many messages to Andrew Lloyd Webber that go unanswered. So
I'm sure.
I don't think he's going to listen to me. But if anybody does have a way to get in touch with him and can get his attention, let's do it. I mean, that's a gold mine. It's not like Cats hasn't made enough money already, but this is like this is the future.
I'm gonna work on it. Okay.
I love it. Let me know. Keep me posted.
I will. I sure will.
Well, thank you for being here, and thanks everyone else for listening to this episode with Donna Vivino on The Wrong Cat Died, the podcast breakdown of the catastrophe. To follow along, you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or anywhere else you listen to podcasts. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Wrong Cat Died, and check out our website, thewrongcatdied.com.